Welcome to Law Tube. You are watching top law news every day. But before we begin with the top law news of the day, if you have come to LawTube for the first time, please do subscribe LawTube and click on the bell icon for notification so that you will never ever miss latest law and legal news update on LawTube. We also thanks to all those who have subscribed LawTube. So stay tuned for latest law and legal news update every. To begin with today's law news, Supreme Court dismisses judicial officers' plea challenging constitutional validity of certain Delhi High Court rules. The Supreme Court bench comprising of Justice A.M. Khanwilkar and Dinesh Maheshwari rejected additional district and session judge Sujata Kohli plea of being denied a fair and reasonable consideration for promotion. On contrary, the Supreme Court observed that Delhi High Court had adopted a reasonable and balanced approach in the implementation of revised criteria for promotion from the Delhi High Court Judicial Services. The Supreme Court said that the grading of an individual officer remain a matter between the officer and the establishment, and any officer cannot claim to be informed about the grading of any officer as a matter of right. In second news, Supreme Court uphold validity of 35-year-old rule empowering department to compulsory retire intelligence officer on account of officer being exposed or becoming unemployed with the organization. The Apex Court bench comprising of Justice A.M. Khanwilkar and Dinesh Maheshwari delivered the verdict on a batch of 4 petitions filed by Nisha Priya Bhatia on issues emanating from her compulsory retirement from the RAW under Rule 135 of the Research and Analysis Wing RAW Recruitment Cadre and Service Rule of 1975. The Supreme Court upheld the Rule 135 of the Raw Recruitment Cadre and Service of the 1975 is valid and does not suffer from its vice of unconstitutionality and upheld the order of compulsory retirement passed against Bhatia as valid and legal, the Supreme Court bench said. To begin with third news, the Supreme Court ordered central government to pay compensation quantified at Rs 1 lakh to the ex-RAW intelligence officer Nisha Priya Bhatia for violation of her fundamental rights to life and dignity as a result of improper handling of her complaint of sexual harassment within 6 weeks from the date of the order. The bench led by Justice A.M. Khanwilkar appreciated the intelligence officer Bhatia for her dignified conduct of her case and held that she had suffered exceedingly insensitive and undignified circumstances due to improper handling of her complaint of sexual harassment. Therefore, in his 92-page judgment, the court invoked the public law remedy of ordering compensation to make up for the dignity meted out to her. It may be recalled here that the raw intelligence officer who attempted suicide outside the PMO office in 2008 after her harassment complaint was casually dealt with. The woman officer lodged the complaint against her 2 seniors in August 2007. A committee was set up after a complaint to the PMO office which later found to be improper constituted and gave an ex parte finding against her, which led her for suicide attempt outside PMO officer. The case has many twists, including that the Central Administrative Tribunal had earlier quashed the order of compulsory retirement and directed her reinstatement in service. Coming to fourth law news, over 16 complaints requesting for FIRs have been lodged against Arnab Goswami, editor Republic TV, for inciting communal hatred and in some cases for defaming Congress President Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi. The Supreme Court on Friday granted 3 weeks' time protection from arrest to Arnab Goswami, editor Republic TV, and permitted him to move anticipatory bail application before the trial court. The Supreme Court bench comprising Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Mr. Yamar Shah heard petition through video conferencing on Saturday, setting aside Arnab Goswami plea that all hate speech cases against him be quashed. The Supreme Court allowed Maharashtra police to proceed with investigation into one of the FIR filed, but stayed all the other FIRs filed against him in 6 states of Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana, and Jammu and Kashmir. To begin with, fifth law news story, Karnataka state brings ordinance for 3 years jail term and rupees 50,000 penalty for those attacking corona warriors. Karnataka State Law Minister J.C. Madhuswamy told that the state ordinance to protect healthcare workers against increasing resistance and violence over testing, surveillance, and quarantining has received Karnataka State Governor Vajubhai Wala's assent on Wednesday, and therefore any attack on healthcare workers will now be punished. Coming to sixth law news, the Bar Council of India and the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry has mobilized rupees 45 lakh and rupees 67 lakh respectively as lockdown relief fund for lawyers. Accordingly, a check of rupees 45 lakh was handed over by the BCI Vice President Chairman and Senior Advocate S. Prabhakaran to the State Bar Council Chairman P.S. Amalraj. More than 11,000 applications received from lawyers seeking financial assistance, and the quantum of relief will be decided once the final count of beneficiaries is drawn, and then start distribution of check to beneficiaries, said Prabhakaran. Coming to seventh law news, the Supreme Court advocates on record will also extend financial assistance scheme to all the advocates on roll with the Supreme Court Bar Association, advocates who are in dire need of financial assistance. Accordingly, those who want to avail benefit of the said scheme need to furnish a declaration by undertaking details of needs of financial assistance through email to scaoracfas@gmail.com on or before 30th 4 to 2020, that is April 30, 2020. The one-time financial assistance offered as an ex gratia amount under the scheme is rupees 10,000, according to Supreme Court Advocates on Record press release. Coming on to the eighth law news, following Supreme Court directions on April 13, 2020, altogether 57 inmates have been released from the Golpara and Kokrajhar Detention Center in Assam, according to Detention Center Superintendent Arun Kumar Phukare. Coming to ninth law news, in a controversial move, the Coimbatore police have arrested the founder of the Simplicity, a news portal, under section 188-501 subsection 1 of the IPC and under section 3 of the Epidemic Disease Act for two reports that highlighted shortcomings faced by the government healthcare professionals and the alleged corruption by some employees of the public distribution system. A FIR was filed before magistrate and remanded in judicial custody and has been lodged in Avinashi sub-jail. To the latest law news, Ravi Kiran Jain, senior advocate, human rights lawyer, and president of the People's Union of Civil Liberties, has questioned the call by Allahabad High Court Judge Sudhir Agarwal to senior advocates to donate rupees 50,000 per month for a year to government fund to help combat the novel coronavirus epidemic. In an open letter, Mr. Jain said these suggestions were made by Justice Agarwal in a letter to the Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court and circulated to the President of High Court Bar Association, Advocate Association, and Awadh Bar Association. In his reply, Mr. Jain has proposed that as an initial step, Justice Agarwal could call on the government to withdraw his Z plus security, which is not required after Supreme Court judgment on Ayodhya issue that will save sufficient amount of taxpayers' money. Coming to last law news update, the President of India, via 3 different notifications on Thursday, notified the appointment and transfer of the Chief Justice of High Courts of Bombay, Meghalaya and High Courts, Orissa High Court. Justice Dipankar Datta, Judge of the Calcutta High Court, has now been appointed as the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, since the current Chief Justice B.P. Dharmadhikari of the Bombay High Court is set to retire on April 28, 2020. Justice Biswanath Somadar, judge of the Allahabad High Court, has now been appointed as the Chief Justice of the Meghalaya High Court. The current Chief Justice of the Meghalaya High Court, Justice Muhammad Rafiq, has been transferred to assume the position as the Chief Justice of the Orissa High Court. Since the beginning of the year, the Orissa High Court was functioning under Acting Chief Justice Sanju Panda. The Supreme Court Collegium on April 18, 2020 recommended the appointment of the new Chief Justices to three High Courts, Bombay, Orissa and Meghalaya. Although the new Chief Justice will not assume the office and they will assume the office charge after the lockdown period ends. In another notification, the President of India on Thursday notified the appointment of Justice Savanur Vishwajit Shetty as additional judge of Karnataka High Court for a period of 2 years. The recommendation for elevation was made by the Supreme Court Collegium on 25th March 2019. On the said recommendation, the central government took objection and the name of the judge was remitted back to the Supreme Court Collegium for reconsideration with the following observation that there is a complaint against Sri Savanur Vishwajit Shetty that he is having nexus with underworld and land mafia which indulge in extortion. The Supreme Court Collegium has perused the complaint in this regard, levelling allegations against Sri Savanur Vishwajit Shetty and has found him suitable for elevation. The President of India, on receiving a reiteration from the Supreme Court, has appointed Sri Savanur Vishwajit Shetty to be the additional judge of the Karnataka High Court for a period of 2 years with effect from the date he assumed charge of his office. So, LawTube viewers, we hope you enjoyed this video and please do not forget to like, share and subscribe LawTube. So please, if you have any suggestion, views and opinion for the development of LawTube, so please do let me know all your views, opinion and suggestion in the comment sections below. I will be very happy to help update LawTube viewers and respond them. So stay tuned for latest law and legal news every day. See you tomorrow in the latest LawTube. Thanking you all LawTube viewers. Goodbye.